What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite pond, the Coy Pond, episode 118. We're back in studio, as always, joined by my glorious co-host, K-Dog.
Good morning.
Good morning, indeed. As we take on another week of this week post Super Bowl chatter. As you guys know, you can find us here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and don't forget to leave a question on SpeakPipe for whatever questions you might have going into the offseason. There's going to be plenty of news. There already has been plenty of news this offseason. And don't forget, Valentine's Day is this weekend. If you've forgotten, you've already screwed yourself, but maybe, just maybe, you can pick something up super quick on the Coy Pond merch store. Link in the description below.
Worst case, let her know it's on the way. Cut out a picture and put it in the card. Wrap it in a box. Put it in a cute little bag or something. But she's going to love the fact that you have Coy Pond merch on the way.
How hard can we sell
Nothing
this
says
for
I
Valentine's?
love you like Coy Pond merch.
Look,
two fish.
two
right?
fish on a pond. You know what that means. It's a pair of fish.
Pair of fish.
Go
fish.
Go fish. Hey, take a hike, Bucks. Nevertheless,
Indeed.
here we are, post Super Bowl. It went almost as we called it.
It very close. We did a good job on this one. We really did. We nailed
Underhit
it.
by a scary Kenneth Walker holding penalty, but it was pretty clearly a holding. The Seahawks covered that 4.5 quite splendidly.
Yeah.
I would say for a majority of that game, there wasn't even a worry. There wasn't a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then from there, we did hit on the Kenneth Walker MVP. That wasn't really a full-blown pick, but we did heavily imply that it was possible.
Yep.
I think, was there one other thing that was crazy?
The defensive touchdown we called.
Defensive touchdown. I think we put some emphasis on that.
Yep, we sure did. You called the Drake May pick.
Yes, the Drake May interception.
Yeah.
That was one that I was heavy on. If you tailed, amazing. Happy for the lads. If not, hey, I get it. It's the Super Bowl. Who knows?
Yep. It did go against the white jersey.
Yes, the white jersey stat.
thing,
Yeah, it was like 15 of the last 20 have won it.
Yeah.
And the I think that was the 10th repeat Super Bowl
Yes.
matchup, and up to that point they were 6-3. The team that won the first matchup was 6-3 in that scenario, and now they are 6-4.
6-4. Okay. And I don't know if the Steelers Cowboys are the only three-peat in there, or if there was another three-peat, but it was interesting.
Of the same, yeah, that is
looking
interesting.
at the list. Yeah,
there might be a Patriots one, but the Giants and Eagles for Patriots have both been 1 and 2.
It's really kind of interesting about the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Patriots, Eagles. Those kind of went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, but anyway, interesting Super Bowl. Sadly, I did throw it out there to the universe that we might get a stinker matchup, and in the end, the first three quarters were absolutely atrocious to watch. It was incredibly boring. Kenneth Walker tried to save it for us, the viewer, but I mean, the Seahawks would get down to the red zone in that game, and it would just turn into trouble. Understandably, that Patriots defense showed up, I think, honestly, in the end.
Yeah.
Keeping them to 4 field goals through the first three quarters, pretty good, or maybe it was 5 at that point. But, in the end, the better team won.
Yeah.
Like we said, the Seahawks were just way better rounded. Drake May didn't look amazing, but apparently they might have underplayed that injury, potentially. I don't know. It's still an incredible job from the Patriots to where they got to this season.
It really was. And you got to think, I'll send this to you, Colin, and you can put it on there, but it's got Super Bowl odds for next year already.
Oh, yeah. They came out real quick with that.
The Seahawks and Rams are tied at plus 950 right at the top. The Patriots are down at plus 1,300. They're about 4 or 5 down. So Bills and Eagles are in between there. So interesting. Yeah,
it's not too early. I'm sure the next couple of weeks you'll hear more. We'll get off to the way too early predictions probably to start off the next NFL season, basically. But boring game. It is what it is. Kenneth Walker, MVP. Congrats to him. The video coming out, I don't know if you saw it, Kev, of them, Sam Darnold and Kenneth Walker in the teacup ride at Disneyland.
Oh, really?
Hilarious. They both look like they could not be less enthused to be there.
I saw something interesting. They were on a parade float.
Okay.
And it was Sam Darnold and somebody else, and they actually threw Mickey off the float. I don't know if that's just somebody doctoring something or if that really happened.
Like they told him to get off the float, or like they actually threw him off the float?
They actually picked him up and threw him off.
I feel like that might be AI, but they did have their Super Bowl parade today.
Pretty funny shit.
Yeah, I'll have to try and find that video. I want to see that now.
Did you happen to see all the scuttle about Kenneth Walker and the touchdown? And it was like apparently his anytime touchdown was the most heavily bet scoring prop on the board with over $10 million riding on it.
I don't doubt it.
And late in the fourth quarter, he broke loose on that 49-yard touchdown.
He got called back.
And it says even before the play could have possibly, the flag came out so early, it was very questionable about it.
Interesting.
So there's an investigation apparently into what was going on with that, but it prevented the biggest payout in total of the game.
Interesting. I mean, it doesn't help. I think, again, the Epstein file stuff has been interesting. There's been plenty of parts of it that aren't real, but there was apparently one that had Super Bowl winners in there that's being investigated. I mean, it is an entertainment business at the end of the day. It makes you think.
Yep.
I might be able to find that play. I probably won't be able to throw it in the video here, but I'll see if I can link it maybe in the description, because I do want to see if the angle has the flag coming out before the play starts type of thing.
That's what everybody's saying anyway.
Well, that's hilarious. I mean, that's how it goes every year, though. If you betting the public's so dangerous in that sense of even if it is a whole conspiracy, but that is a shame. If you took Kenneth Walker touchdown, I parlayed the defense and AJ Barner, so I had myself a sweet little payday on that.
Yeah, you did a hell of a job on that one. I couldn't believe it.
Maybe this upcoming season, what we'll do is we'll make like a no paywall picks thing where you and I just throw our picks in there.
Yeah,
and we just if you like them, great. If not, maybe we'll keep track of it that way.
Yeah,
kind of put ourselves in a how do you want to say it? Complete transparency position on what we love and what we don't love, even if you don't watch the video every time.
Yep.
But it should be interesting. Super Bowl done. On to the draft is kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we got the draft orders all set now. Mm-hmm. We got, we know Seattle's last from winning the Super Bowl. We have several teams that have multiple first-round picks.
I noticed that.
We got the Rams, the Cowboys. Forget who else is on here. The Rams, Cowboys. I think the Browns.
Yeah, Browns got the Jaguars pick from the Travis Hunter.
And I think there's one other one too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the draft unfolds. We've got not really a lot of time.
No, we really don't. It's April 23rd?
Yeah, amazingly enough, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
So
can we expect in the next couple of weeks a first iteration of Coy's mock draft, or are we not quite there yet?
No, you absolutely can. And in fact, I did one at lunch today.
Oh my goodness!
And actually, that was probably the third or fourth one I've done.
Gotcha. Just
a little bit slower getting started on them, but yeah. So those will be forthcoming for sure.
Well, as always, we'll release the master mock draft that we do every year.
See if we can get a little better on this whole thing this year than we have been. So
yeah, one thing at a time. It's very fun. Yeah. Did you have any fun commercials? Did you pay attention enough to see any commercials? Did you like any? Overall, I think the consensus was it was a down year for commercials.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one that cracked me up the most was the anti-Semitism ad that just randomly had a school child walking down the hallway and they slapped a post-it note on the back of him that said "Dirty Jew."
Really?
And all the kids laughed at him, and it was supposed to, kind of, how do I say this? Bring attention to the fact that like 1 in 4 kids will be bullied for being Jewish in the United States a year or something like that. But it was such a happy commercial. And then the end of it, his backpack just says "Dirty Jew."
Oh my gosh! Somehow I missed that.
Yeah, that had us. That was not what we expected.
Oh,
when
wow!
That commercial happened.
Wow.
That one and the Ring doorbell one, where they're just like, they're trying to find this lost dog in the commercial, and then Ring comes to the rescue, and then just basically says that they'll use everyone's cameras to try and find this dog, which is a little bit concerning.
Yeah.
If they're just like, yeah, we'll just tap into your Ring doorbell whenever we want and kind of look for whatever. It was like, who approved this? This had to go through several layers of approval.
Well, you knew that was just a matter of when, probably. I mean,
I would probably guess that.
Yeah, but still.
I was like, whew, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It was funny. I would say either the Dunkin' Donuts commercial that had Tom Brady and all those.
Probably me, yeah.
That was up there.
Yep.
I also like the Manscaped one where it was the pile of hair that was shaved off the body that was kind of singing along towards the beginning of the Super Bowl. I thought that was pretty funny. Manscaped just always has the most random commercials.
Yeah.
And then some of the classics sprinkled in throughout there. I don't remember any of the other ones. Michelob Ultra with the ski instructor.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. I thought that was well done, but overall, I'd say the commercials were on a bit of a down year this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully they figure that out for next year. Nothing all too crazy. Other than that,
Yeah.
halftime show.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a take?
Did you watch Bad Bunny?
I did watch Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I thought the symbolism, I thought the production from a viewer standpoint at home was great. I know if you were there at the Super Bowl, it was basically a bunch of people in tall grass costumes that you couldn't see. I could see how that could be frustrating. I didn't have a real problem with them only being in Spanish. I thought the vibe was good.
Yeah.
1 year you get Usher on rollerblades. 1 year you have Beyonce on a tightrope. 1 year you've got Katy Perry on the back of a giant lion. They're all quirky in their own right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's background music. I'm trying to come up with bets at halftime typically. Right. So I was just kind of like, this is cool. And I thought the message was fine. I didn't have a real problem.
I actually flipped over to the other one.
Yep.
Saw a little bit of the start of the main one. Flipped over to the other one. Caught a little bit there of I forget who it was, but he was pretty good.
Kid Rock, maybe?
Kid Rock, and then
someone else.
I think it was Lee Bryce before that.
Gotcha.
And to be honest, both shows to me were, again, I'm kind of thinking about what do I want to bet, what's happening with the game, and it's not really for me.
No,
I don't think.
That's how I feel because also we're two guys that will watch the Super Bowl no matter what they announce at halftime.
Yeah,
they could. There's people that's people that care too much. I don't care. At the end of the day.
Yeah, I had fun. Some buds were. They were doing little cooking segments of videos and posting it to the friend group. And so they were, before the game, they were doing little cooking videos of what they were making for their Super Bowl. Oh. Their dips and their wings and what they were doing. And so it was kind of like little cooking shows.
Hey, there you go.
So at the end of it, I had to do my own little Julia Childs English. And if you know anything about Julia Childs, she was kind of always drunk or drinking when she was cooking.
That's hilarious.
And so I did a little English accent. I was like, oh, we have to cook the chicken. and we must make sure we are cooked as well. So we'll open another bottle of Cabernet.
Had some fun with that?
Oh, I had some fun with that.
You have to deglaze the pan. At that point, the bottle's already cracked.
Oh, yeah. And this is all before the game even started. So this is...
Keeping yourself entertained, were we?
Very entertained. So that was enjoyable.
Hey,
yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
What else? Anything else with the Super Bowl that I'm forgetting?
Couple little tidbits just to throw in here in general about Super Bowls.
I'd love to.
So this one was interesting. How many Super Bowl winning quarterbacks each NFL team has drafted?
Okay.
And I thought there was no real point in berating the ones on the zero side.
Fair play.
But the Steelers have drafted 4 winning quarterbacks in the history of the franchise, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, because that'd be Bradshaw, Roethlisberger, and...
I was trying to think of who the other ones were.
I don't know. Is it Roethlisberger had 2, right?
I thought he did.
So Bradshaw had 1 at least.
Yeah, how many Super Bowl winning quarterbacks each NFL team has drafted?
Right, so it doesn't mean they won with that team necessarily either.
Yeah.
But obviously in recent history, they haven't had any other than Roethlisberger.
So I can't think of who the other 2 were.
Unless someone was a backup?
Offhand?
Yeah, I can't remember either off the top of my head.
And the other one that was kind of surprising was Tampa Bay has 3.
Okay, so...
Is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't draft Tom Brady, obviously. Trying to think of who else... I mean, there's Super Bowls. Was there one in the early 2000s that I wasn't really cognizant for?
And you know what the other part that means is it doesn't mean that they won those with that team. There's the thing.
Chargers have 2 and Drew Brees is one of them.
You're right. So the Buccaneers, Doug Williams is one of them. Mm-hmm. He was with Tampa Bay, but won the Super Bowl with the Redskins.
That would make sense. You see, it's a tricky stat, but it is funny that you see the teams on there. Obviously, most of those don't stand off too much, but then you see the Dolphins. That would be Dan Marino probably for one of them.
Yep, Dan Marino and... probably, yeah, you're going back to probably Brian Greasy.
Yeah,
would be my bet.
The Patriots stat's interesting with only 2.
Yeah.
But the Chargers 2, that's Breeze and someone else because the Chargers have never won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
But as for the Patriots, Super Bowl winning that's number of quarterbacks, not number of Super Bowls.
Yeah, number of quarterbacks. Again, it's an interesting stat, but it really does make you think.
It does.
Because you want to gravitate and be like, well, the Steelers won 4 with Terry, so that... Oh, but wait a minute.
Yeah, it's number of
Who did they draft that went somewhere else?
Sorry, podcast listeners. I I misread that stat.
No.
It is interesting.
But we'll throw this on here.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
just
I'll
food for thought. You know?
I'll find the names. I'll put them in here while I'm doing this because I'm interested now.
That's kind of cool.
It is.
The other one that I just wanted to highlight real quick.
Please do.
5. I think we've talked about this before,
Mm-hmm.
but this came to us by our good buddy Marty, who sent this around the friend group the day of the Super Bowl, I think, or the night before. But the 5 colleges that have a winning Super Bowl have produced a winning Super Bowl quarterback and a U.S. president.
Right, which is Miami University.
Yep.
Princeton? Stanford?
Stanford was one.
Okay.
Navy's one.
Okay.
Navy was Jimmy Carter and Roger Staubach. You said Stanford, that was Herbert Hoover, and they actually had 2 winning quarterbacks.
Interesting.
John Elway with the Broncos and Jim Plunkett with the Raiders.
Okay, good on them.
And then Delaware, Joe Biden and Joe Flacco.
2 Joes. Nice.
Michigan had Gerald Ford and Tom Brady.
Pretty significant.
We said Miami, so that was kind of wild.
Ben Roethlisberger and Benjamin Harrison.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
that's always a fun one.
Yeah, Joe. Anyway.
Hey, maybe if your kid goes there, you give them the name. Give them the first name and hope they do one of the 2.
Exactly. And then the last little interesting bit here was they've already released a logo for next year's Super Bowl.
I did see that.
And it's an aqua and orange color.
Yes. The possibilities for the color theory have already been circulating like hell.
So that would mean the Dolphins.
Jaguars? And no, because it could be the Dolphins on the AFC. It could be the Jaguars on the AFC. I've seen Bengals and
Bears.
Eagles.
Okay.
Bears and Bengals and Jets and Bears.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's pretty interesting.
The orange and green theory will start circulating.
It's alive and well, isn't it?
It is more than ever. And people already stretched the one from this year where it was kind of multicolor.
Yeah.
It was kind of, you could pick whatever part of it you wanted, and it's like, yeah, of course it matches the theory.
Everything, right?
They didn't pick 2 colors, they picked 5.
Yeah, that's right.
For the love of God.
And then the interesting thing about it, too, is this will be played at SoFi Stadium, which is the Chargers' home, right?
Yep, back at SoFi. That was the same year the Rams and Bengals played.
That's right.
And that was the Eminem 50 Cent halftime performance with Snoop Dogg, I believe.
The interesting thing, too, about this is it will be the first time that the Super Bowl has been played on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And also the latest Super Bowl in the history of the league.
Because it'll be the 14th then?
February 14th, 2027. So they almost have got this thing going. I mean, at one point, middle of January, it seemed like a big deal, and it's a month beyond that now.
I know. And that means all of us will have to figure out Valentine's Day plans that involve a TV where you can see the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which I've already been lectured about.
Oh, boy.
A year from now will be a glorious day for all of us that prioritize football over a lot of other things.
So just a couple little tidbits.
Oh, yes. Start planning Valentine's Day 2026 because...
We don't want anyone getting caught off guard.
Maybe you plan a trip the week before and say, oh, well, we already celebrated. I'm going
to go
do this real quick for just the night.
There you go.
Yeah, and then, so switching gears a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Miami basketball.
Man, what do you say about that?
Still ranked 23rd. More than gracious for that. They just beat, who they play the most recently?
Who was it?
It wasn't Marshall.
That's right.
They beat up Marshall pretty good.
That was on the road.
That was on the road.
Yep.
They were up quite a bit at one point in the first half. It was a great
coasted
game.
Pretty much to like a 20-point victory or just a little under that, I think.
Yeah. And then the day after this podcast comes out on Friday, they will be playing Ohio University on ESPN. That should be on the network channel, which is amazing.
And then I think the next week after that, which, I mean, only if they're still winning will it be interesting, I guess. But the week after that, I think it is, and I think it's on CBS.
Yep, CBS
on
network.
A Friday night.
Yep.
So they're getting some good airtime.
Well, they're coming down to the end of this, where I think there's like, I don't know how many games are left, but it's getting close to the end of the season.
Yeah.
And if they're still undefeated, that would be pretty cool.
Pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It would be. Arizona lost to Kansas most recently, so their last unbeaten team. Division I basketball, men's basketball.
Yep.
So, you know what? We'll let it ride.
We're celebrating while it goes, right?
Yep. It's been fun on social media, and I'll hope they can win the first round of the March Madness if they get in. That would be pretty amazing. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. Wonder where they'd go. Wonder if they'd come to, well, they'd already be in, so they wouldn't come to UD for the first 4.
No, a lot of projections have them, I think, at 11 seed right now.
Okay.
I think. Given that it's like their most recent bracketology, that shit changes all the time. But it's like they might play UNC, but they've also had a big win against Duke, so they probably move up. I don't know who looks like they've been playing, but I've been seeing a lot of 11 seed-ish for them.
Be cool to see them win one game.
Wouldn't it? I'd be happy with one game.
Yeah, win one in the tournament.
That's a huge win for Miami if they're able to.
Very much so. There's just no doubt about it.
But then they split Miami's ice hockey, split the series with Western Michigan, which was ranked like 1 or 4.
I think, I thought they were 1.
Because they won last year. They won the whole thing.
Yeah.
So now Miami got ranked in hockey. So now they are officially 20th ranked in hockey.
Crazy
shit. Gotta love it when Miami hockey is doing well. Usually the rest of the school is too. So
yeah,
pretty remarkable stuff from the old alma mater.
That's really good. That's really exciting.
I'm trying to think. What else do we got going on?
One thing I want to throw out here to you.
Oh, please do.
So I saw this today. It was posted by, I don't know if it was NFL.com or
one of the larger networks.
Yeah. This says according to StubHub, teams with the most loyal fans in football.
Okay.
So this one has the Saints number 1.
Most loyal. All right.
The Jets number 2.
And they have to be pretty loyal.
Cincinnati Bengals number 3.
I think they're critically underrated.
4 is the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And 5 is the Dallas Cowboys.
5 is the Dallas Cowboys. Is that based on how many tickets they sell?
It is based on StubHub data shows certain teams maintain strong ticket demand despite injuries, losing streaks, and fading playoff hopes.
So they're kind of weighting the worst team's expectations versus how quickly tickets sell.
Maybe so.
Is how I would view that stat, because they're looking for almost the most. They're taking the most underperforming teams and matching it with the teams that sell the quickest tickets, maybe. So not season tickets, but like based on the Monday before a Sunday, how fast the tickets sell out and or are snatched up. I don't think that's a crazy ranking.
No.
Because, I mean, the Saints have been disappointing.
Yep.
But then they got better as the season went on with Tyler Shook. And then, Jets kind of in that same boat. They were supposed to do a little better. Bengals disappointing with Burrow's injury.
I'm not surprised the Lions are on there.
I'm not surprised the Bengals are either.
Really?
Necessarily.
I'm surprised the Browns are not in the top 5.
I would agree with that, and I'm wondering if it's because they've never wavered based on how the team's done, so that throws them out of that stat.
Could be.
Whereas these other 5 teams have looked better and not looked better.
Yeah.
The Jets being that high kind of surprises me, but not for the sense of injury, more for the sense of maybe how quickly their tickets sell up. But that's a big market. It probably shouldn't surprise me.
Says here,
interesting list.
Yeah, the context matters. It says the Jets are still in the middle of the longest active playoff drought in North American pro sports.
Wow.
I didn't realize that.
That's tough. We'll have to stat check that as we get closer through the offseason.
That's quite a statement, isn't it?
That's damning, because that probably goes all the way back to Mark Sanchez.
Wow. The butt fumble.
Yeah. Tough get. I mean,
rough.
I don't think they'll ever have a quarterback run out in the opener with the American flag like Aaron Rodgers did that ever again. They'll probably have the running back start carrying him just for sake of it.
Gosh. The poor guy run out there and get hurt on the first couple plays?
It was the third play of the season.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
He scrambled and he just grabbed his calf.
Oh, it was just brutal.
That was a bad one.
Brutal.
That was a rough one. How do you feel about Matt Stafford winning MVP?
Well,
because I don't know if you saw it, and I'll give you the context.
I didn't know. I didn't see any of the MVP stuff.
So, Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
That adds up in my head. Ted McMillan won Offensive Rookie of the Year. That I would have said Tyler Shook, but he also blew that game the last week, I think. So, yeah, that adds up as well. Obviously, the big debate towards the end of the season was Drake May versus Matt Stafford, record versus hard record, better performances versus harder schedule. It was that whole debate that we didn't dive into too much because I don't think either one of us cared that much. But what had happened was Matt Stafford won by a vote. Drake May came in second. Josh Allen came in third with 2 votes. And then one person voted for Justin Herbert.
I saw that. I heard about this.
So it wouldn't have mattered because his second and third rankings were Stafford then May. So I think if it would have gotten tallied up either way, it still would have been Stafford on top.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were criticizing him, and he came out with his explanation. I'll put the tweet up saying that, given the circumstances, Justin Herbert was the most valuable player for his team, given what he was able to do with such a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
Fair point. That's his opinion. That I'm not discrediting that at all.
Right.
And then after the Super Bowl performance, everyone was like, oh, yeah, it should have been Stafford.
Yeah.
It came out later, Drake May might have been more injured than they let on to. Will Campbell was also more injured than they let on to. Apparently, makes total sense.
Yeah.
But I just found it to be hilarious that he was getting doxxed, he was getting threats, I think. I mean, people were going for this guy's head for just simply voting for Justin Herbert.
Wow.
MVP,
yeah.
Which, according to typically it's the quarterback with the most wins, the quarterback with the most yards. I get that part of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's fucked up that anybody would dox him and, go for him like that on a personal level. But it was funny how after the Super Bowl, everyone was like, oh, yeah, Stafford should have won that by a mile because he had 2-3 great games against the Seahawks. And then Drake May comes out here and for 3 quarters had the game that he did. And by the end of the game, he had to throw the ball to Mac Hollins a few times. But funny shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is like, Stafford probably has friends that are doing those votes now, so they're obviously going to vote for him, whereas Drake May is still young and upcoming. And there was such a debate between the two on how much your season matters, how much your touchdown to interception ratio matters. It was basically old versus new. And I think a lot of them were like, let's give Stafford this one, and Drake May can get the next one if he has another season that's close to this.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem either way, personally. I still look at Drake May's body of work and say, the difficulty of the schedule weighs in a little bit there. We know that Stafford played some pretty serious, when you're playing the Niners and the Seahawks twice a year, you're playing some serious
tough teams.
Competition.
Yeah.
And we know that Drake May had a little bit easier time schedule-wise, but still, I'm okay with Stafford winning.
I have no problem either way. I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to bring that up because
it really is interesting.
It's funny, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, "Well, who voted Josh Allen twice?" It's like a lot of these voters didn't come forward, especially after the whole Belichick and Kraft discussion. See, Tony Dungy
with Rodney Harrison
refused to say who he voted for.
Yeah,
that caused a little rift there.
He even called in like the Hippocratic Oath there that says, hey, you can't disclose. We have a what did he say? We have an unwritten
the
rule that you don't disclose. These guys dig up more bullshit in the moment when someone asks them to avoid the question, and it really is horseshit. And I'm sorry. Who's the guy is it Dan Orlovsky, the guy that played for the Lions, the quarterback that ran out of the back of the end zone?
Yeah, that's on the Pat McAfee show. And
he gets a vote.
Yeah.
So I really don't understand. I mean, how can you be a broadcaster now, a career backup quarterback, and you're voting on who goes into the award or the Hall of Fame or whatever it is?
Yes. And
I have a problem with this.
We'll change gears in this discussion just for the record for the podcast. I'm imagining they give this vote to who they expect to be or they give this offer to who they think is the most deserving, credited, most knowledgeable on the subject. And then a lot of them say no. And I think you go down a list until you get to whoever, and then it's like, someone's done with it, here's the other vote.
Yeah.
Next person in line, no. Someone on the broadcast gets a yes. Or, that they'll take that being in that role.
Mm-hmm.
And the part I agree with them not releasing who's on this vote is only the fact that the public's fucked up, and a lot of people will come for those guys if it got released on who voted for who.
Well, that's true.
I agree on that part.
Yeah.
I would love just to get a person one through however many there are and who they voted for and why.
Yeah.
And, it'd be kind of Epstein file release-ish to be redacting names. But I would love to be able to put the person on blast without having to know who it is necessarily.
Right.
Because then they can have that internal conversation with themselves. And maybe they don't give a shit. I'm assuming a lot of them are full of themselves.
Right.
But also, I would love to just know who and why.
Yeah.
And we can figure out names later based on what they said and how they said it. But yeah, there's a lot of people. There's one guy on the Pat McAfee show that gets it. Tone Diggs, who's the Steelers fan. I believe he had one this past year. Yeah. ESPN, I think, offered him. I don't know if it's networks get a certain amount or if it's just who you know and how you know them. But then Dan Orlovsky, I think, has one. Like you said, I think maybe not Ian. Does Adam Scheffler or Ian Rappaport have one?
Probably both.
And this is just listening throughout the years. I could be dead wrong. I'm getting a couple guys mixed up. But
I would bet it's both.
I would love to just know who and why. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then figure out the names later. Because there's some reasonings that I'm just like, why? Because the one guy came out and said, this will probably be the last time these two players are going to be able to get
eligible
voted on.
Or something.
And it's like, okay, but you're giving up one of the best owners of all time based on Super Bowl wins.
Right.
And you're giving up arguably one of the best coaches ever.
And if they haven't been voted in by now, there's a reason.
Yes. It doesn't mean last in first, last chance first in.
I mean, if that's the case, then expand the number and throw more people in there, and be done with it.
Or start giving metrics. Like, that's the wrong way to do it because the game has changed so much in the time that it has been an established league. But maybe every 10 years you give metrics.
Right.
And then they update the metrics based on whatever. Because it'll be interesting. Now, everyone that got voted in the Hall of Fame, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, a couple other guys that are
Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly.
Yep. Roger Craig.
Yeah.
Yep. Adam Vinatieri.
Adam definitely deserves it, if anything.
Don't have any problem with any of them,
and we're not trying to knock him down to make a point.
Yep.
It's just, it's very interesting
how
that all works. And transparency doesn't need to mean see-through, but we would like to look through a dirty glass window at least.
Well, the people making the laws of the land, senators, congressmen, all these people, they have to disclose their vote.
Yeah, that's true.
And it comes with the territory. If you want the job,
Yep. I agree.
I don't know. It's just really interesting.
And who knows with how the NFL is? Maybe that's too much transparency at that point. They don't feel comfortable, but
it feels just a little bit like having part-time referees.
Yeah.
It's like we got this massive industry, this massive financial juggernaut, and we're part-time up at the game.
You're telling me 31 owners plus the Packers couldn't come up with a system and be like, everyone puts in X amount for a total of 30 referees to get paid $5 million a year, so that you don't have to even think about bribing. You don't have to think about any sort of problems. Their full-time job is being a referee, and they sign a contract for 4 years unless otherwise let go. You know what I mean? That feels like we're way past the days of, well, he works at McDonald's for 6 months of the year, and then he comes back the other 4 months and refs for the NFL. You know what that feels so crazy given the Seahawks could sell for $10 billion now.
Right. Yeah,
I think that's the number that got floated around.
I would bet. Having just won the Super Bowl, yeah. And again, how's Jerry in and Bob Kraft isn't?
It begs a question.
And we know that Jerry Jones, from a marketing standpoint, has been substantially impactful to the league.
Yes, undoubtedly.
I mean, and it's not, Super Bowl wins are one thing.
Right. There's more to being an owner than that.
That's right. They're not playing the game, right? They're not coaching the games, right? So are we looking at who increased the revenue pie the most? Who increased whatever the most?
Who grew the game? Who abused the system? What factors really determine it? Because growing the game, Jerry Jones played a heavy hand, and we're not trying to say Jerry doesn't deserve it for any diehard Cowboys fans.
We're just arguing the qualifications.
Yes,
right?
What does it mean? Because to the other side, if it's not winning Super Bowls, is the other side winning Super Bowls? In which case, then Kraft is one of the best of all time.
That's right.
I would assume.
I don't know.
It's interesting. Also, do you think Jerry marketed it better? Did he go around talking to?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Whoever he did about it, not to say
that's what he does, right?
But that's what he does.
Yep.
And does Kraft not give a shit?
Maybe.
I mean, Belichick, he's on quite the tear of being not controlled by the NFL.
Shit, right?
His 20-whatever-year-old girlfriend was wearing a something massage parlor shirt that apparently Kraft got in trouble in at one point, I think is what the story was at the UNC game. Hilarious work. So funny. I mean, Belichick's completely on the I don't give a fuck train, and maybe Kraft and Belichick don't give a fuck. Maybe they'll just be like, we'll keep winning. Now, if the Patriots won the Super Bowl after it came out that Kraft didn't get voted in, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I guess that's a reality we don't have to live in. But
no.
My, oh my, what a lot going on in the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
Switch gears again, more towards the hiring. Cliff Kingsbury got hired by the Rams today.
Okay.
Going from the Commanders to the Rams, interesting.
Not bad.
The offensive coordinator hire, I think is what it was. So.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right.
Good on them. Sean McVay gets one of his buds back.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers hired an offensive assistant. Was it Sam Agee? Something Agee that used to be the head coach for the Jets.
Really?
When they drafted Darnold.
Really?
They brought him as the offensive assistant.
Really?
To players.
The Chargers.
It's probably going to be more of like just what's the word I'm looking for? They not consolidate. They
consultant.
Yeah. Thank you. And he was, I guess, in and out of the building with the Broncos because his father-in-law, something-in-law, works for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So now the Chargers have brought him in to just be and consultant.
So kind of like Clint Kubiak, isn't that who it was? Now the head coach of the Raiders?
Yep.
And that was Gary Kubiak, who was a coach and was a career backup for the Broncos behind John Elway.
That's funny.
It's just funny, all these guys. I mean, I was watching one of the shows, and I'm like, who is that guy on the left,
It looks so familiar.
And it was Kyle Shanahan.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, I used to see him with a hat or a visor and whatever, but I was like, damn. All these guys shuffled all around for Super Bowl week, and pretty interesting, though, the coaching shuffle.
It is.
Even now, the assistants and the coordinators and all those roles like that, to see where everybody shuffles out.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get more of it coming out soon enough. I'm sure. Well, Patriots might have it locked in between Vrabel, McDaniels, and I can't remember who the defensive coordinator was, but we'll see who goes where. Obviously, the Chiefs got back Barry.
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy, thank you.
And I wonder,
that's going to be huge for them.
I wonder how long it's going to be until Vrabel becomes the head coach at Ohio State. So I don't think he's going to leave yet, and I don't think that who's the Ryan Day is going to get canned yet. But he might not be, long term there. I don't know. But if Vrabel, I think Patriots have a great shot to win the Super Bowl next year. Mm-hmm. If he wins the Super Bowl there, is he a college coach or is he a pro coach?
I feel like he's a pro guy.
Kind of seems that way.
Only with the Titans job, if he didn't dabble in college and then went right to the Patriots the following year.
Yeah.
Makes me think he prioritizes the Patriots over Ohio State for him.
Yeah.
I would be interested to hear his thoughts if they were to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years and Ohio State's head coaching job was vacant.
Yeah. Matt Patricia from the Patriots is there's the D coordinator now.
Yep.
And it's just kind of interesting, the links back and forth there a little bit.
I would agree. It would be interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Ohio State offered him an unbelievable contract, or already did try to do that.
Who knows if they did. I get the sense that Vrabel's an NFL guy. Yeah. It just seems that way.
Yeah.
But who knows? You never know.
He gets that program on the right track with the Patriots.
Hands it off to McDaniels.
Coaches a couple more years, and then he heads back there and hands it off to McDaniel, to your point.
That would be interesting.
So
who knows? Food for thought. We'll see what next week we get into. That's all I had.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Same here.
That's great.
Maybe we'll get either into a way too early mock draft, or maybe we'll get into way too early predictions for some team.
Maybe what we'll do, here's a thought too, is maybe we'll look a little bit into the Hall of Fame and how you get onto the on the voting.
Oh, let's investigate Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and just come back with maybe a little bit of background on how people get on that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how that works.
Yeah, hey, so next week we'll be talking more about Hall of Fame voting, where the voters come from, how they get the job, and maybe any sort of investigative details on that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hell yeah. Keep it easy. All right. That's it for the Coy Pond this week. Hope you all have an amazing week, and we'll see you all next week here on the Coy Pond. Peace.